Hey guys, welcome to a new video. If you hear any noises in the background, I'm dog sitting right now, and the dog I'm dog sitting for is a little energetic and a little anxious, so she tends to move around a lot. Anyway, I just got a package today. Here it is. I'm so excited for this. This is the Hot Toys AHsoka Tano figure. And I'm so excited to open this. So let's go. Oh, there she is. Oh, the box is so beautiful. There she is. All right. Beautiful picture right here. All right. There she is. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, let's pull her out. Oh, so cool. I am so excited for this figure. Alright, let's have a look at the instructions on the bottom. Alright, so we have directions on how to put her cape on. It does say to take the head off first, then put the cape on, and then put it all back on the body. How to put the lightsabers on the hilt, or how to put her lightsabers onto her belt. Looks like you pop the lightsaber clip off the lightsaber and then pop the clip off of her belt and then pop everything together. Huh, interesting. How to put the blades in the lightsabers, how to put the holograms in the projector, how to change her eyes. And then it does have a warning to not set the figure in the same position for too long because it is a seamless body. And by doing that, you can actually cause the seamless body to rip. And then obviously don't touch it with sharp objects, fire, or any type of thinner, benzene, or alcohol, any type of corrosive material. So basically, if it gets dirty, don't use alcohol or anything. Probably just use a little bit of water, maybe some mild soap. So yeah. So pretty thorough instructions. Does not have how to change the hands, which, like all of them, they're just going to be the little ball and joints that you just pop on and off. And then it doesn't say anything about the Leiku, which I know are posable. Alright, here we go. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh. Alright, so she does have plastic and this like foam sheet on her. Set that aside. Like I've mentioned before, my floor is clean. It just has paint on it that I've never cleaned off. So let's go ahead, pull all of this off. Carefully cutting the tape so I can get the plastic off. Dogs are moving around. Alright, let's see. All right. Alright, so there is actually plastic around her neck. So I think to get that off, I'm going to have to pop her head off. So let's carefully see. Oh, this makes me nervous. I know it's just a bone joint. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so then there's just a little plastic around her neck. Alright. So now let's pop her head back on. There we go. Okay. She looks absolutely beautiful. Alright, she looks absolutely beautiful. Just look at her. Oh, so beautiful. So well done. So I do want to talk about some of the things I don't like real quick. One, she is a seamless body. So what that means is you don't see any visible joints on her shoulders or elbows. So it's all, her arms are all rubber or silicone. So she does have a joint in the underarm, but there's none on the shoulder. And then you don't see any in the elbow. But the problem with that is, like the instructions said, if you leave him in the same position for too long, the seamless body does have a tendency to rip. It's something I've seen. I personally don't have any other seamless bodies, but I know people who do have seamless bodies will notice over time if you leave them in the same position or you leave them in a position that stresses the joints. So if you were to bend the elbow and leave it like that, the elbow will eventually start tearing. So not the biggest fan of that. Personally, I would prefer to just have visible joints. Just for the long run, it's a little bit less you have to worry about. I do appreciate the look, but as a collector, I would prefer something that is going to be more durable and last a bit longer in the long run. So yeah. Another thing is her Leiku markings annoy me. This is something that I noticed even in the promo and in the prototype right here. So yeah, I wish that the Leiku were either shorter or that these two blue stripes were spaced out a little bit more evenly so that this white stripe wasn't quite so wide. But again, that is something I noticed even in the prototype. So, and other than that, her Leiku are absolutely beautiful. Real quick, something that I noticed is in the previous seasons of the Clone Wars, Ahsoka has 5 points in the blue markings on the top of her montrals. There are some scenes it is very clearly 5 points, and then in season 7 it is only 4 points. I looked everywhere and I could only ever see 4 points and not 5. So yeah. She is beautiful. Her head sculpt is more realistic than Clone Wars. Her face is absolutely beautiful. Just look at her eyes. It is so well done. She even has some eyelashes painted on there. Oh, her face is so beautiful. Alright, so moving on to her dress. It feels like it's made of like a neoprene rubber type fabric. Has all of those details on there and everything. All of her silver stripes. Oh, it's so pretty. The only thing is her dress is a bit short for me. It's more of like a long shirt rather than a dress, which I get for logistic reasons, because this is an action figure and not an actual person or anything. Shortening it makes sense. So because it should end up about closer to mid-thigh than where it is, which is like the top of her thighs. But it is absolutely beautiful. So there is actually a seam, it looks like, running right here on the dress, which is probably for like the waist and everything for the belt. Looks like the back of the dress was actually hand sewn on and not machine sewn on, which is actually pretty cool. Anyway, but again, it has all of those little details. It's got some nice weathering. It is all absolutely beautiful. So just some minor things that are my personal preference is I wish her dress and hip plates and everything were all a bit closer to mid-thigh. But it doesn't look awkward or weird or anything. It still looks absolutely beautiful. Her gauntlets right here are the same material as the dress, and they are just little tubes that are sewn together and then slid over her forearm. And then obviously all of her armor pieces are plastic or a vinyl of some kind, some type of hard material. And like they even have the little detailing on there and everything, and then these are just put on with some like soft felt like elastic. These parts right here are fabric, so it gives you some movement right there. Not much, but it does give you a little bit of movement, so this entire belt and hip panel isn't just rigid. Her gloves are just painted onto her hands, which makes sense. Her fingernails are not painted, which I kind of find interesting given how expensive this figure is and the fact that it's Hot Toys. Because I've gotten cheaper figures, or I've gotten less expensive figures that do have their fingernails painted. Because AHsoka does actually have like dark maroon, burgundy, brown fingernails. They aren't just orange. In the Clone Wars. In the live action Mandalorian, her nails are not painted, but in the Clone Wars, her nails are painted. That could have just been, you know, a design choice for like being more realistic and everything. So I do wish her nails were painted. And then her leggings are a blue spandex. I wish that the leggings were a little darker, because the blues kind of clash a little bit. The blue of the leggings is a bit more of like a purpley blue, whereas the dress is more of like that dark blue. Personally, I wish that they would have just gone with black, but I know in the show her leggings are actually a dark blue, not black. I mean, the leggings still look amazing. They still go very well with it. I personally don't like the color combo of the dress and her leggings. It's not my favorite, but again, it still works. And then her knee plates and shin armor and everything, and her boots. Her boots are round-toed and everything. And just look at this stitching on that. Just look at this stitching on the back of her boots. Again, all put on with that same like soft elastic. So she's so beautiful. Even the things that I'm not a fan of, I can tolerate and deal with and accept just because she herself is just absolutely beautiful, and those are more personal preferences than anything. But yeah, she's so beautiful. So she does have a joint right here, a torso joint. I mean, and then her dress is split on the side right there, so that you can actually pose her legs without the dress like riding up or limiting that movement. Yeah, so she is just beautiful. Her ankles don't actually have like a ball and joint like some of the other ones do. They are fully covered with the boot. So I guess hope you don't accidentally pop that off. But yeah, she's just beautiful. Like I said earlier, her leggings are actually posable. There is a wire in them so that you can bend her leggings a little bit and pose them. Alright, so let's set her aside and look at her accessories. Alright, so she does come with 5 other hands. So she has 3.5 sets of hands. I wish that they would just do a full even number and do either 3 sets of hands or 4 sets of hands. So let's have a look at her hands. So here is the hand for holding the comlink. Paint job is consistent across the hands. So here's one for holding the lightsaber. So they didn't quite get the paint all the way through, which is kind of funny. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of on the paint job for this hand. Fully closed fist, a little bit of a force pose, and then hand for holding the other lightsaber. And then these are just some extra wrist joints. So we have, so these ones are the little clips to put her lightsabers on her belt, and then extra wrist joints. So she does come with her lightsabers, and then she has the action pose blades, so if you wanted to make it look like her lightsaber was swinging. Alright, so here they are. So here is her main hilt. Very beautifully painted. Got some light weathering on there. So this piece right here is supposed to, yeah. So that piece pops out for if you want to put it on her belt. And then they should also pop out. I'm just going to leave these in the box for when I display her because I don't want to have to worry about them falling off and getting lost. And then her Shoto blade. Again, very beautifully done. Got some nice weathering on there. And then, okay, so that blade does not want to come out. Alright, that came out. I really don't want to force it because I don't want to break anything. There we go. Okay, got it out. Didn't break anything. Again, I'm just gonna pop that back in there and put this back in here so I don't lose anything. So here is her cape. It does have wire along this hemline right here so that you can do an action pose with it. It's got a little snap that closes it. There's also some wire in the top so you can shape it around her montrals. And then just Oh, well, that's nice. It's just tacked in the back right here, in the back and like the middle of the hood, but not very well. And it's so close to the edge to this raw edge that stitching is just gonna rip right out. So that's a little annoying. Oh, loose thread, untrimmed thread, yay! And then there is a piece of wire in this back seam. I think so. I'm not entirely sure if that stitching on the back is supposed to come out or not, because with it in there, I don't think this hood is going to fit over her back leku. But yeah, there it is. I do wish this was a darker color, because in the show the cloak that she's wearing is like a really dark gray rather than this light gray. So not the biggest fan of this color, but I do appreciate that it comes with the cape. And then this is a key for moving her eyes. So for moving her eyes, because she has adjustable eyes. No, I don't like popping her head off. I really don't like that. It makes me really nervous. Her face, yeah, it just has a big magnet on the top there. And then you can go in and move her eyes around. I'm just gonna leave them because I don't want to make her look cross-eyed or anything. So just pops right back in there. All right. There we go. Right, so then we have a thermal detonator and her hologram projector. There's the top of it. And then she does have 3 little holograms that come with her. So we've got Master Yoda, Anakin, and then Obi-Wan. Alright, so all that's left is her base. Alright, so her base is the little one that goes around the waist. And then AHsoka Tano, Star Wars, same base as Rex and the 501st and the Coruscant Trooper. So I appreciate the consistency. Her base is the same color as Rex's. As I mentioned in my previous ones, the Coruscant Guard and the 501st Trooper have a darker colored base than Rex and now Ahsoka, but Rex and Ahsoka's are the same color. Alright, so here is Rex's base. So they are the same color, it's just Ahsoka's looks like it has a different sheen to it. Almost like it was made out of either a different material or they did something different for either the weathering or the final paint job or whatever. Yeah, it looks like they probably did a different paint job for the weathering, and so it's giving them a different sheen. But they are the same base color. Alright, there she is on her base. Just normal, nothing too fancy, nothing interesting. Again, I want to be careful with how I pose her because of the seamless joints. So I am going to pose her in a more neutral position, at least for her arms, just so I don't have to worry about it as much. So her little lightsaber clips on her hip panels do just pop off like that, so that you can, again, put her lightsabers on if you want with these ones. They are very small and it doesn't come with any replacements for these, so don't lose them. This little piece just pops out. Again, very small. It's a very small piece and it does not come with any replacements, so don't lose it. I'm just gonna put it in the same bag as the lightsaber clips. We're gonna roll that up all nice so that I don't lose it. Alright, so then this should just pop right in. Yep. So it just pops in like that. And then it just pops onto the belt. Alright, here she is. Nothing too crazy. But here she is, all ready to be displayed. She is so beautiful. She is so well done. And I am so happy to finally have her. There she is. Oh, she is beautiful. I would definitely 100% recommend getting her if you've been thinking about it or on the fence. I definitely 100% recommend her. She's just absolutely gorgeous. I love the realisticness of her. They did an absolutely beautiful job with her face and her costume and everything, her outfit. Other than the couple of minor things I mentioned, which are more of a personal preference than anything actually wrong with her. I know I'm a little partial, but she is definitely my favorite figure I've gotten so far. Oh, I'm so happy. Alright, so here she is next to Rex. So you can see height-wise she is a little bit shorter than him. And they look absolutely beautiful next to each other. Just look at them. And then here she is with Rex and the 501st Clone Trooper, which I do have my 332nd helmet on. Oh, look at them all together. I'm so happy. She looks so amazing. This has definitely been one figure that I have been just absolutely dying to get my hands on ever since they first showed her, and I am so happy to finally have her and to be able to call her my own. Oh, she's just so gorgeous. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you picked up any of these figures, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!